hiding under party or anything. We are leaders that are entrusted by our people. Come and speak on their behalf.
The Situation Room on 98.3 Mainland FM provides the platform where all of your demands are met. Issue-based conversations about politics, policies, leadership and governance in Nigeria and around the world. Join us every Mondays through Fridays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we engage and interact towards setting the agenda for proper accountability and public engagements. The Situation Room is here. We welcome the roommates.
Hello, my name is Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ and I'm a broadcast journalist and a sport administrator. I urge you to listen to Situation Room with Okoyemi Akiyode on mainland 98.3 FM from 4 to 5 p.m. weekdays. God bless Nigeria.
Dear Nigerians, I am determined.
For those people that know me, you understand that anytime people talk about convictions, I don't get involved. I think it's a very relative state of mind. It's a space where, it takes a lot of you convincing yourself from the inside that is greatness in you. We saw that with the Super Eagles of Nigeria yesterday. And for the first time in a very long time, and maybe the last time we had such a collective mood in terms of celebration was also football. I think that was when we played Iceland at the 2018 FIFA World Cup, where the captain of the Super Eagles, Ahmed Musa, scored those 2 goals against Iceland. And then it wasn't about your religion, excuse me, it wasn't about your political affiliation, it wasn't even about your tribe. Mohammed was hugging and grabbing Emeka. Ayo was celebrating and giving high five and jubilating and embracing and gisting with Farouk. Nobody cares where you're coming from. And that's exactly what football gives us. It's man's greatest invention. Yes, you can argue with that anywhere. We saw them yesterday, irrespective of your social class, the rich and the poor, the young and the old, the tall and the not so tall. We're all out yesterday to celebrate the historic win of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. A team that a lot of people didn't give the chance to go any far, to go really far in this competition. But look at this. It's not like a child's play. Drew the first game, won the next 2 games, and then it's just been that victory song from the round of 16 to the quarterfinals to the semi-finals. And yet again, another Sunday beacon. Historical Sunday, by the way. The last we had was in 2013. At the First National Bank Stadium in South Africa, where the Super Eagles of Nigeria defeated Burkina Faso in the final. Remember that historical goal? Sondumba was the one that got that goal, and God bless the soul of the late Stephen Kechi. He was the one that tutored that side, and that was the last taste of glory that we had. But yesterday, you saw it from across everywhere, from Tunawada in Kano to Abakaliki to Ijero in Ekiti State to Abeokuta in Ogun State. Every nook and cranny of this country was only yelling one thing: up Super Eagles, up Nigeria, unity. The green and white flag was flying everywhere, and nobody asked, oh, which party do you support? What's your tribe? What's the language? Oh, you're a Muslim, I'm a Christian. There was none of such. And it gets me to wonder, can we actually have a functional country where people are not judged by their language or by tribe or by religious affiliation? And when people are not mocked as a result of their political decisions, that was what I saw yesterday. And it gave me hope that this great country has got a lot of potentials. We saw it yesterday. It was a very resilient performance and not the very best of days in the office for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We got the job done. And like I said, unity is what we should preach every single time. You're welcome to the show today. We're sounding a little bit philosophical. Don't worry. It's a Thursday and we get to do this every Mondays to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. And by the way, Nigeria lost while we were celebrating. I think we've not even played the game when I saw the notice on my phone while I was on air yesterday. Yes, for midweek politics, and I asked Colin Daniels like, Jay, is it true what happened to Uncle Jimmy? And hey, I mean, he just told me that he's gone, he's dead. 81 years, going to be 82 in July. A great man. And when I was on social media, I saw where the director and the producer of the very famous movie Jagun Jagun, put up a tribute, and that was when I knew he was the one that voiced that part. Where I don't know his first name. One of the director of the movie, actually, yes, one of the sons of the legendary Oga Bello, and he was the one that talked. That voice, legendary. May the soul of Uncle Jimmy Solanke continue to rest in peace. He lived a good life. I mean, all through Jay's show today, Afro Time Out, it was just songs to celebrate. One of the men that defined the act of voice acting, voiceover, voice production, stage, theater, every single shade of entertainment was what the late Uncle Jimmy embodied. But he left a lot of legacies behind, and that's what I've always told people, so that when you leave, posterity will say the right things about you. Well, it's a good time to be alive. We're looking forward to the Super Eagles game, but before that, we've got a show to do. It's the Situation Room live on Milan 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Don't mind the way we started off the show today. It happens once in a while. My name is Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ Mᴜɪᴜ. When we come on Thursdays, we'll always have the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper, Mr. Muiwa, joining me on the show, to look at a lot of things today. We're going to pick up from the angle of the unity of this country. How much more can we do to bring this country together, so that when you're applying for a federal job, they don't ask you for state of origin. When you're applying for a state job, they don't ask you for your tribe or your local government. Everybody is judged and attended to based on their credibility and competence. That's exactly the kind of Nigeria I want to have. Mr. Muiwa, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, listeners. Okay, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we get into the crux of the matter, we're going to be looking at the conversation around food inflation, and we look at the exchange rate balance. We look at all of those. We do comparative analysis of price of commodities in the market, and how it's affecting a typical Nigerian. But let's talk about yesterday. As at 6 p.m. yesterday, a lot of Nigerians felt it was going to be the end of it for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and then we saw that victory. I mean, a lot of people have still not recovered. If you spend a few minutes on the social media, then you understand where the banters and all of that are coming from. But when you felt the reaction of that victory yesterday, and then you saw videos and pictures, I'm sure somewhere in your neighborhood at Ikotun, there were a lot of celebration all through the night. We've not even won the AFCON. What does that tell you about the fact that this country, if football can unite us, then it is not really about what the people think we are. It's just about the mindset. Because when you watch ball, or when you're comfortable within that space, nobody cares about your affiliations or about your sentiment. What does that say to you yesterday when you felt that nostalgic feeling of the Eagles winning again, Mr. Muiwa?
I think that shows the stark reality of Nigerians and Nigerians. Nothing divides us in this country apart from politics and the sentiments of Nigerians. Nigerians see themselves as one, and if not because of politics, religion, and a few ethnic bygones that are trying to put wedge, I think, to make enemies for their interests. some people, their theory is that when you create crisis among the people, that's where you can navigate yourself to achieve whatever you wanted to achieve. And those things they wanted to achieve certainly is the best interest of the country. But the truth again is that when you watch that ball, whether you are a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, whether you are from north or from east, from Ethiopia, anywhere, you saw everybody together dancing to the lake, without knowing the tribe, without knowing the color, without knowing, I think, who you are. That is the spirit of Nigerians. So that match, I think, and this is one thing to, at least, it's kind of a relief to Nigeria. The hardship has been too much. If only for yesterday, up to the difference continue up to now, that I think Nigeria saw something that made them to forget, I think, the hardship for a few moments. I think it was a break to a long days of suffering, a long days of, I think, where people don't know what next to do, where you are tired of everything going on in this country. Before the march yesterday in some parts of this country, there were protests against inflation, against food crisis, against insecurity, against killings. There were protests. But everybody, when the march started, we suspended, I think, the scenario that not confronted Nigerians at the forward times to watch the ball. And thank God we had victory. I think those guys, their determination, you can hear what the goalkeeper said. That I think he knew that things are not easy for Nigeria, but if only to make them happy. At least for once, he was happy that he was able to do something for Nigerians to make them happy. And he got it. He did something to make Nigerians happy, and least to still believe that there's hope for this country, provided we have the right kind of leaders, especially the ruling class. I think that are leading this country to the precipice, and which is quite unfortunate. And on the lighter mood, I think I predicted, you check my Facebook, I predicted Nigeria is going to play final with Ivory Coast. And you can check now, as I'm talking 4 days ago. This is taking 5 days now, because the reason I posted the key yesterday, I predicted that when I predicted Nigeria was going to play final with Ivory Coast, some comments on that will be, no, don't go into that. They are trying to make South Africa bigger than what they are, because the paper, they are expert in penalty, and you could see that they were trying to make penalty shootout. That way that's going to be to their detriment. So, but by and large, I think we are happy, and at least for once, I think Nigeria made us proud. Our boys see them on the field. So we don't know Christian, we don't know Muslim. We don't know somebody from South Side or South East or from Southwest. They don't know the man from Ethiopia or from Calabari. So they all wore Nigerian jersey, Nigerian color, and they came out in flying colors. So, my brother, I think the moment for celebration. And on Saturday again, I think we are going to have the cup.
Thank you very much. I just got to your Facebook wall now, and I just saw the post. Well, maybe we can look at the crystal ball ahead of the finals. Hopefully, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will get out home. It's been an amazing moment all through that yesterday. The banters, the reaction, the response. You just understand that football itself, it's life, it's spirit, sport generally. Well, we hope that would continue to look at how simple we can get if we put away our differences and collectively build this country together. Thank you very much, Mr. Muyiwa Adeyemi, for that little digression from the regular. So, It's a real business. Let's talk about the crux of the issue. Last week, the Niger State government, after seeing the protest that was held in Minna, the capital of the state, the governor, gave order that food items must not be exported out of the state in trucks, or meaning that the state wants to manage whatever resources that they're able to get. The security challenges. You also did a piece last week where you talked about the effect of the border of the Nigeria cutting ties with Niger Republic as a result of the coup in Niger. How is affecting communities along those coastal lines? The fact that things have to be smuggled into Nigeria from that axis, and things have to be smuggled out. I saw that piece, beautiful piece that you put together last week on that issue. But with the issues that we have on ground, Mr. Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ, before now, even the United Nations are projected that by 2034, the world may experience food crisis. But look at where we are right now in Nigeria. There were protests in Kano, protests in Niger, protests in some part of Nigeria. The people feels, hey, we're hungry, we can't afford the price of commodities in the market. Is there anything, although the APC had also come out to say that there's no food crisis in Nigeria, that they've cultivated over 350,000 hectares of land across the country to grow grains and all of that. But Mr. Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ, with the reality that we have on ground right now, with the security challenges that we're having, the fact that farmers have to pay bandits to have access to their farms, it's ridiculous. Are we in danger of any food crisis, Mr. Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ?
Well, I think we are stating the obvious. If we say we are in the food crisis is tearing on the seas now as a country and as a country. And anybody can easily go to the market and see for himself. Whatever you are giving to your wife about 5-6 months ago, even there's no increased salary in the last 5 years. So let's use 5 years and now to compare and contrast. If X remain X, what is Y by now? So if when they increase salary minimum wage to 30,000 or thereabouts 5 years ago, how much was a bag of rice 5 years ago? How much was a bag of gari? How much was the tuber of yam? How much was a sachet of our milk, the popular milk? You understand? And how much is one piece of egg 5 years ago? So coming down now to, okay, if the salary remains stagnant, every other thing remains stagnant, how much are all those things now? 5 years ago, a bag of rice has not exceeded 25,000-30,000. And a bag of rice now, we are talking of 60,000. Even I asked for one yesterday, they were telling me to one, if not what you want to cook and sell with these local women that they want to buy a rice a family can eat. We are talking of 68,000-70,000 naira for a bag of rice, and the salary remains the same. One egg that used to be 20 naira before, egg has become 150 small one, 200 one egg. And the poultry farmers association of Nigeria were saying that even before April, May, it might go to 300-400 naira because there is no grains made for them to feed their poultry, to their farm. We will now ask why. If the world is talking of food crisis, those are the areas they are expecting drought and other natural disasters. Nigeria is not included. Nigeria is having food crisis, one, because the bandits have taken over the farms. And when 4-5 years ago people were talking about it, so the government did not care about what the farmers, and because they are pleased at what they were saying. In many farms, you cannot go there and harvest whatever you have planted. Some people now, you cannot go to the farm and plant what the bandits are demanding from them, especially in the northwest, is unheard of. I want to cultivate my land. I did not get any support from any government. And they're asking them to go and bring 1,500,000 people to cultivate their land. People those who manage to cultivate, by the time they want to harvest, they will be demanding, even when they sell the whole produce, they cannot make that amount from there. And if they try to do it otherwise, they kill them and nothing happens. So many people have been driven away from their farms. I have a friend. He has a farm, a plantation in Lagos-Ibadan Express Road near Ogiri. He abandoned the place 3 years ago because he escaped assassination attempts and a kidnapping attempt. He escaped miraculously. Since that time, he has not been to that farm. And he was telling me how the kind of business he was making there. I never knew that he was planting plantain, banana, that kind of money. I was thinking about it. But mainly he told me his experience that we abandoned the place, all the investment, and it's for his life. So I thought it was one way, one of the already a circumstantial matter. I have another person very close to me. He had a large farm in Abeokuta going to Ibadan on the tax. He said one of the people, the neighbors, was kidnapped, and they collected about 10 million from the family before they could release it. That's why he ran away from his own farm. I'm telling you, in this part of the country, and those ones I know. And now, and if you ask many Nigerians, they will tell you the same story of many people that had abandoned their farms because of the fear of kidnappers, the bandits. So if the kidnappers and bandits have taken over our farms, both in the north, in the east, in the west, unknown boys collect money from people in the southeast in the name of fighting for Biafra. Some of them were fake. So the legitimate people going to the farms, so fear of their lives, you have to their life to do all these things. And if your life is no longer secured, your family wants you to stop it. So many people have stopped going to the farm. So that is one of the consequences of insecurity, that we are doing these services to fight. Then, apart from insecurity, few people that are daring to go to the farm, what kind of support are they getting from the government? Whereas the government has forgotten that any country that could not feed its citizens, I think that's useless as any other person. So people that are going to the farm, what kind of support are they getting? Then again, you are having many people now in the farm, not younger ones. If they are aged, what effort are we making to make our creative, attractive to the younger generation? So we are not encouraging youth to go into agriculture. And the youth will not go into agriculture unless they know that they can make profit. And the youth will not go into agriculture except them to go and use old and cutlasses. I think you can't call them the business farmers. No. They agree to the business. But this kind of business that needs support from the government. Too many people have suggested the kind of money they are sharing, I think from this palliative nonsense they are talking about, if it's only used to buy enough tractors, enough planters, and the let me form cooperative in every ward, in every local government. I'm not talking of Lagos here, but in the area where we have land, and the government give these tractors to them on subsidized amount. What we are going to pay 50 people for the community, the kind of land you have there to pay and cultivate for you. A tractor will do it in 5 So why do you expect people nowadays now to go and start using those plans at home? Who does that now in the world? So instead of the money I said used that they were sharing, you know, we can see those go down in this humanitarian and all the kind of they are doing. They get some tractors of different kinds, distribute them in wards. They can be in there, they can have a very good cooperative. That's why you get many people working. So that's why you can have enough food. In this part of the country, you don't need fertilizer to cultivate the land. In this part of the country, you can still practice agriculture without dam, without irrigation. What do is as you say. So, but instead of using our money to where it's going to give us results, we have decided to say we are sharing money to those we don't know. So I think that gives those who can also crisis simply because of what the same thing will happen. And a pastoral cattle from north down to the south make them look malnourished while you see them malnourished. But you see ranches everywhere, and that's why you see the cow foolish as what ought to claim of animals. Sometimes the minister of agri knows for agri, but what he doesn't need to go into farming. But let's wait and see. But if people can not go to farm,
it's to do urgently. I want the production to increase our food production, market regulations. How many members of it on social media earlier in the week? The man asked how much is a thousand he has, and this time 2024. Even the country of the conversation, and is disturbing the flow. I can barely hear you well. Can you hear me now? Do the farming and supply the other region. Already states like Kaduna, Borno, Zamfara, these are agro-based states that are supposed to supply. If nobody should take food out of the sea. Look at the newspaper, the front for graphics that was put in this situation.
There's no quick all going to see in those settlements. Something is not done. But preparing that clear that land. And it started raining. When I did go 2-3 weeks, that season is gone. And maybe that consequence now. Also, will not go to the same one. I don't know. You have to find a review salary to go almost 700%. So Nigeria's money to refund this money and allow dollars channel to appropriate places. Government that has not deemed it wise, at least to those bandits, kidnappers, they have arrested, that they have they will apprehend. What has happened today? Today we are discussing elsewhere. I would now begin to see that it's now becoming a trend that most of the governors we are having now have refused to sign death warrants. Kidnappers from bandits that have been sentenced to death. They will remain in cell until perhaps some of their groups come and break the game. So if a governor, tell me, last time you had somebody executed in this country.
Yeah, I think that was. I think the last governor that signed the death warrant was the former governor of Edo State. That's Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. He was the last governor that signed it. That was when he was governor many years ago.
And the third only one.
Yes.
Do you know many people on death row in Lagos State? Do you know many people in death row in Kaduna, in Sokoto? These are people that have killed people that tasted blood. You understand? Who is so that there are some things we do as a country I think when the consequence begin to stare you in the face, not begin to go to ask why. If one says whoever killed must be killed, and somebody killed somebody, kidnapped somebody, murdered somebody, and you refuse to do justice, what are you doing? You are encouraging others to do it. If you want to, you know what? If you want to remain a pastor, if you want to remain a chief imam, or if you want to remain a moralist, go into politics. Don't go into politics. If you don't want to wear your hand in the open, no problem. But what? It's kind of they're being clever by half. Because tell me some of these politicians that don't have their voice and don't really know what some of these things their voice do. But now for refuse to sign death warrant. So when you refuse to sign the death warrant of the kidnapper, what are you telling his gangs? What are you telling his gangs? When you refuse to sign death warrant of a murderer, of a bandit, the Boko Haram that killed many people, what are you telling his gangs? So that's why I say I don't know what you can do now to quickly fix insecurity for the farmers who go back to farm. Number one. Number two, what are we going to do? Are we going to open our borders now for people to start bringing meat, frozen chicken, rice, beans, dairy? Are we going to open our borders for that? Where is the money? Who will pay for that? Where is the money? It's not that we still don't have few foods in the market, but the demand and supply is giving us determine the price. So the government should quickly by now empower people. What I call empowering people is that let them review the salary as soon as possible. Whatever magic they can do to crash naira, dollar, they must do it. I don't know, they are experts. And when they are bringing Cardoso and go into the whatever, they hide them as the best. They did this in Lagos, yes. What they do in Lagos? They come and do like the French, do that. Lagos, you know what? At times when we talk of Lagos, we laugh. What we laugh is that when the country, there are some states simply based on their location are prosperous. Just consequently because of their location. Just like everybody is telling me that things like did up in Ogun State. I will ask them that what is there anything the Ogun State government did, deliberately did to allow to bring industries to Ogun State? No. Simply because of Ogun State we are just getting to a spill over of Lagos. A natural that where no more land in Lagos to build.
The people are migrating to the neighboring town.
No more land in Lagos, at least I can accommodate many things. So, and you need the population of Lagos. So, where is the nearest place? And this you can do. When you have the water at the airport here in Lagos, you have the water for the wharf. So, when you are importing your raw material, you want to minimize the cost. I think you're taking it down to maybe your village in the state. So Lagos is nearby. And you know when you want to buy and sell it, Lagos is also the nearest place to sell it. That's the only thing Ogun is enjoying. It's not that the government here made some deliberate effort to attract investors to that state. No, I've not seen one. If we don't want to champion the IDP, if they know what they are doing, but that's what we are going now. But the point you are making here is that the government should do everything humanly possible for our monetary policies. Bring down the exchange rate. Anything you can do. Even if you have to go and beg them in America to give you dollars, or to borrow you dollars, or to people were a mess. And they said, told us you can clear the mess. So we are not voted for excuses. We are voted to find solution. But unless we bring down $5 what call the differences is too wide, it's too much. Look, I think we need to continue like this. The economy of the country might collapse. There is a way Ghana did their own, even in the Republic there. What is the Republic doing more than us? I think that no way to get this dollar somewhere, or they are using it wrongly. Because by now, in the little things that are happening in the country, which we are not using our naira, we are subsidy, meaning that we are not using Nigerian dollar to go and pay anybody extra, whatever. If the what Tɣᴇ has been producing issue, if what do you call it? Because if Tɣᴇ is not selling to people in the market in dollars. If what NNPC work on the potential refinery, the water one is injecting the system, the water one. What I'm saying is that the pressure of dollars supposed to have reduced to some extent. I'm not saying significantly, but at that rate, whatever okay, how do you explain that the back of 27,000 naira or 75? 5,000 3 weeks ago.
Now it's now 75.
I just dropped to 7,005. How do you explain it? One egg, 200 naira. And if you don't give children egg, you know the implication of that to the future of the country. So I think I said it. It's kind of the nutrition that you must give all these children. It's not because they wanted it. It's what their brains to develop very well. They need chocolate. They need egg. Even if you give a child 1 egg a day, suffice for the kind of nutrition you need to develop in the brain. So other people will now say good, but they buy egg of 200 naira. Want to buy 20 naira for a child. Small indomie now, 250 naira. Small one is 20 naira. So and nobody is saying that somebody is doing anything. So I don't know a good fix, and God knows. I think it's a good fix. Unless the president and the people in government knows that I think the next problem, they compounded the problem, they compounded it, so I think for solution.
Okay, Mr. Miwa DME, as it is now, we've all agreed that if quick fixes are not, brought up by the government in terms of policies, and which probably at this point, number one of it had to be to secure the farms so that farmers can go back and get their produce. We are, in the next few months, we go to the rainy season again. Distribution of fertilizers. Basically, at the front line of the Guardian newspaper today, there was a price comparative analysis that was done that in 2023 May, that's less than a year ago, a bag of rice was between 35,000 naira, but now it's 65. A bag of flour was 28,000, now it is 50,000. A bag of beans, 30,000, is now 62,000. A bag of onions, 28,000, is now 60,000. A carton of noodles that used to be 4,008 is now 6,002. A friend of mine, we're having a conversation on Monday, and he said that he almost had panic attack. And I said, what happened? He said on the 24th of January, he went to get something in Alaba. It was 554,000. But on Monday, when he went back to get the same thing, it is now 720,000 within the space of 3 weeks or 2 weeks. You go to the commodity markets to buy stuff in the morning, but when you're going back in the evening, the price had gone up. There's just a lot of, people just come into the market, dump things in the market. The worst is even that people sell fake things for the price of the original. Mr. Miwa, if we continue to bring in the theories to the table, we probably would run into trouble before we realize it. Now that the towns in Sokoto don't feel safe, Zamfara don't feel safe, Niger don't feel safe, Kaduna don't feel safe, Benin don't feel safe, Plateau don't feel safe as a result of security challenges, and it's affecting the food supply down south. You talked about Ogun State. It's a state that has a lot of ungoverned spaces where states around Ogun can also find a way to collaborate. Is it time the government or the governors down south start looking for ways not to abandon the north? It's a national challenge, but the crisis that is looming, especially when you look at the demand for foodstuff in Lagos alone. What do you think the states that almost totally depend on food coming from the north, what do you think they should do at this point, Mr. Miwa?
I think it's never too late for some of them to encourage people going to farm. It's quite unfortunate for some of the governors, let's say in the southwest here. There's practically nothing we cannot cultivate in the southwest. But simply because these foods are coming from the north, we have abandoned farming. And our governors also have abandoned farming. Oyo State alone has enough land rich in nutrients, no fertilizer. Oyo State alone can feed the whole of Southwest. If the governor and people there know what they are doing, the kind of land and potentials they have in the states, Oyo alone, all the people alone will sufficiently feed the country, not continent Southwest. Look at the kind of land you have in the kitchen, you have in the two states. I was in the state 2 weeks ago. This is dry season. You see everywhere green. Thick forest, green. Thick forest, green. Go to the north. If you can see green in any way now, unless the area where there's irrigation. But here in Ondo, it's green. Green. What is that telling us? That we don't plant there to survive. Who is planting? Who is planting? Who is planting in the kitchen? What kind of farming are they doing in those states? What kind of farming are they doing in Ogun State? Ogun State. What kind of farming are they doing? Because they don't have much land. But yes, but Lagos can support. And that's why under their own investment. Investment. They have the area they are using for Greek and anything. Have they really come together to solidify it and plant everything that is supposed to eat? No. Because we are getting from the north. There was a time, I think the trailers or whatever stopped bringing food down. Tomatoes from the north down here. I think just for 1 week, we saw what happened.
We felt it.
We saw what happened. If that was a signal of what may come tomorrow, who is taking on the challenge? I think it is time, and I used to say it. People you have elected, they are the government house where they eat freely. Where I think they do whatever they wanted to do. But if you people that have given them the franchise, that have surrendered your support to them, have voted them, you are not asking for what is due to you, I'm afraid they will never remember you. That's somebody suffering. Long time ago, Tᴜɪᴛᴛᴇʀ Mᴜɪᴟ the first week he went to Asolok, he said, if somebody is indeed living here, he will not know that they are suffering anywhere in the world. I too have been to Asolok several times. And not only in Asolok, he lives in some parts of Abuja where those people live, Asoko district, like thereabouts. You will know that some people are suffering because of easy money are getting. They don't know how much they sell all those things. But people that are suffering should rise up and tell them that we are suffering. In Senegal, there was a protest recently in the country to remind their government of the hardship. But this time Nigerians want to come together to make a statement. They will use religion, ethnicity, and partisan politics to divide us. But whether you are APC, you are PDP, you are Labour, nobody is buying a bag of rice at 20,000 naira per bag. Nobody is buying egg at 25 naira now.
Because a member of OPP party.
Whether you are a member of APC or whatever, nobody. And I don't know where I think people in the ruling party I think are buying I think the price of Gary at what ought to be. Unfortunately, what you used to buy, what the amount you used to buy 1/8 of rice, or what amount you used to buy a quarter bag of rice is what you used now to buy 2 drika as you used in Lagos. You used drika. And let me explain to you, before the bag of rice was between 7,000 and 8,000 naira. That's the bag of rice. You understand? And a quarter then, should be how much? 2,000 naira.
2,000.
Yes, 2,000 will be a quarter then, right? But now they are selling a drika of rice at 1,100. I was told this morning. 1,200. So 2 drika of rice now.
It's not the value of 1 quarter.
It is what you have as 1 quarter of the whole bag. And the salary is made the same. So what you are saying is that unless Nigeria themselves come out to say, okay, enough is enough. Let your representative feel the heat. Let people in the National Assembly feel the heat. Let your governor feel the heat. Let the president know that there is hunger in the land. That just no grief for anybody. It should not be my mouth. People should let them know that yes, they are suffering the land. If they are living like constitutional rules and cards, let them know that even people who are sitting in their own state, there is no power to power it. Companies are folding down. They are laying down staff. As is now, Lagos now begin some laws. Yes, but there is time for everything. You are saying you don't want sachet drinks, which they said get over 500,000 people out of their job.
Out of jobs.
They are not concerned about that one. So you say you don't want all these temporary food, what you call it?
Disposable.
Which are disposable, whatever. You say that you get many people out of their job. I do other ways of disposing these things. Is it okay Nigerians are using it? Are they not using this way? Are you not disposing them? I don't something to waste to west. It's waste to west not part of a modern economy that people are doing everywhere in the world now.
True.
So why can't we turn all these things to another world as we are doing everywhere? So we are not going to provide more jobs for other people. Or make some people off of their jobs. When can you what they are doing? The business they are creating to create value elsewhere and do some other job. We need to wear a thinking cap in this country. And people should think beyond, to think out of box. Any action we want to take, let's consider the implication. We don't, all this nylon, all these disposable markets, they convert them to waste. And this, I knew when they started go to whatever, the first machine that was meant to be waste to wear something, what has happened to it? The one should be very close to military barracks or whatever there. What has happened to that? What happened to that? Those areas. Things like I don't know what's happening. But we continue to move off their jobs. When companies are having any company buy this one now and lay it down
it's
one generator.
It's a big one.
When power, when public electricity has gone down completely, and nobody is explaining to anybody. Nobody cares. You know, if they are taking people for granted, they should know that the country already is ready to compounder. I pray this will not go the way of Asian spread.
Thank you.
They should think.
Mr. Miller, I'm going to take a very quick break, and I would certainly take you out of the line. I would call you back immediately because we're still going to look at on the short term, and I'm sure you want to hear one or two things that the people wants to say, but we need to take the headline news now. I'll get back to you on the turn of 5 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Well, that was Mr. Miwade. He's still going to be on the line. Immediately we'll take the headline news. We'll come back. We'll pick your calls and then we'll wrap up the conversation. You're live on Milan 98.3 FM. This is the Situation Room. The show returns in a few minutes. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Headline news on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Good evening. Headline news on 98.3 Mainland FM. My name is Omobola Sandra. NLC and TUC issue 14-day strike notice due to subsidy pains. INEC presents certificate of return to winners of reruns and by-elections. Rep summon Wike, Ribadu, others over Abuja kidnappings. Kano dares traders to close market over food inflation. On the foreign scene, South Africa's Ramaphosa under pressure in State of the Nation speech. European Union scientists reports January 2024 as world's warmest on record. In sports, South Africa boss Bruce says defeat to Super Eagles difficult to take in AFCON 2023. Napoli holds talks to sign Bologna striker Joshua Zirkzee amidst Osimhen's proposed move to PSG. Well, that's the headline news on Mainland FM. Details at 5:30.
Nostalgic feeling on radio. Introducing classic hits from way back.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of North seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
Broadcast Art Institute Supplementary Admissions 2023-2024. Few vacancies exist in the Department of Broadcast Journalism and Multimedia Technology for admission in the 2023-2024 session. If you scored 100 and above in the 2023-2024 UTME together with 5 relevant credits but have not gained admission, you can change over to the Broadcast Art Institute Lagos for National Diploma in Broadcast Journalism and Multimedia Technology. The Broadcast Art Institute is accredited by the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to offer national diploma programs in broadcast journalism and multimedia technology. You can visit our campus at number 38 Odofin Street, Igbogu, Ikorodu, Lagos, or call the following numbers: 0806 149 9992 or 0703 713 1166 or 0816 587 1415.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226 or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of no cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
As you see me so, I belong to the Chop Better gang. Now why anytime I want chop like this, I dey put better things inside. For my yam porridge, after I don't put my fish, I go come deck am with onions, tatashe and ugu, come season am with correct no cubes for that delicious taste. Because my people, good life na life where you chop better.
Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season am with no cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
This is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
So you welcome back to the Situation Room live on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't forget on the turn of 5:30. I beg your pardon. We'll take the headline news, and then we get into the bigger conversation by 6 o'clock, which is Sport Cruise. John Wale, the Go and the Sport Gang, as we talk about yesterday's victory. Well, I've been speaking with the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper, Mr. Miwade from 4 o'clock. Both of us had to take the break, and he's back online with us. And we've looked at the issue of food crisis, the looming food crisis in Nigeria. And it seems the bulk of the challenges we have cannot be detached from insecurity. The farmers can't go to the farms anymore. The farms are not safe. The people cannot even buy things and bring it out. States are closing their borders now. They don't want food to be taken out of the states. There's been a lot of issues. Even along the Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso axis, some of the countries that we share border with, and you look at states like Katsina, like Zamfara, like Sokoto, like Borno. All of these states are battling food crisis, and these are the states that are supposed to supply down south. Mr. Miwa, the people are on the line. They want to talk to us, and I said to keep you on the line so that you get to hear them. But I'm going to ask you this question. If the president said at the point of his inauguration that he's going to declare a state of emergency in the food sector, in fact, battling food crisis is one of the key points that the APC campaigned with when they released the Renewed Hope policy document. It's 9 months now, and it looks like we just keep going down. The situation keeps getting worse. Is it time for Mr. President to check the members of his cabinet and take some decisive decision? In a few minutes, let's open the phone lines. Talk to us about that.
I think if the president said he was going to declare emergency on the food crisis, and then that later now he now said that I think the government will contribute certain number of hectares, which is said, and certain amount of money be made available, I think, for the farmers first to quickly intervene in what we call the low-cargin food in that regard. The question we should often ask as Nigerians is that the number of hectares the president mentioned to be cultivated, are they already on site on the farmland working? If our callers know where those farms are, like we have in Lagos, and we cannot pretend to know everywhere in all parts of the country. But if any of our callers, I think when you are going to give them the opportunity now to speak, let them tell us that eventually in this state, in that state, the federal government is contributing certain number of hectares as promised. Number one. Number two, I think the kind of facility it will be available to farmers. If you started doing that one, I think maybe our I don't want to claim that we have access to all the information in this world. So our callers also can also join the conversation. Tell us that they know certain number of farmers. I think that have been able to receive this kind of intervention process. Then again, as government really done is work, groundwork very well to identify those to be given any loan or subvention are real farmers. Because in Lagos here we know many people who pick the loan. The one I think there's this one they did on rice that the Buhari did. I forgot what they call that, the name of that project. So we applied for it in Lagos here. By the time they were calling them to come and inspect their farm there, they were telling the survivors to just to look at the farm. So but they're just giving wrong addresses and the kind of thing. But so how many real farmers are able to collect if at all the facilities to be given to incentives? Well, I know that the government in the last 8 months now have gathered enough. As I said last week that yes, we can say now that with the number of subsidies, with the policy government have been able have made, there's much money with the federal and state governments, including local government. But how has that translated to improve welfare, improve social service to the citizens? So the callers as well want to respond to all those. Don't want to. I think it's a conversation, and I don't have any brilliant listeners that always contribute to this conversation every week, which I enjoy discussion because yes, they're very brilliant. So that's why I'm also putting posters to them, and to answer some of those things, so all of us will be on the same page. So I think we have some relevant contradictions in the government, and we have a lot of issues not really well addressed. And I don't know where the problem is. Maybe the president is going to settle down to do his work properly, because I don't want to blame his private visit, as they call it private. He said it's private in the activities of the president of the Republic of Nigeria. But as the constitution of the Nigeria put it, they are called private in that. And so when you take our presidential jet, the president of office will go to Paris. So maybe it's a naming ceremony or birthday ceremony that made it private, or going to marry another wife, I don't know. But whoever made that private, I think the callers are friends will know that one. But you know, I say that the people in government seems not to understand the quantum of the crisis at hand. I said before, yes, the crisis led issues, led problems, but they compounded it. You understand? So the solution to it will now have to do with how serious they are. The fish get nothing from the head. The kind of directives they will be given and their commitment and loyalty to solving those problems will tell us how far we are going. But on this food issue, because how will a country not be able to feed the country as people? Go to anywhere. I think people will tell you that go to America or England, I think the food is cheap. And then we know what American government is doing to make food cheap. The kind of subvention, the kind of intervention they are doing. When people say farmers are the most, they are the richest ever in America. They are not using they are not using cutlass and to dig land. No, they are not
everything
using.
is mechanized.
You know when you come down from a air conditioned car to air conditioned tractor, and this to cultivate, air conditioned planter, air conditioned harvester, do that. So what are we talking about? You do this work, and you know that by the time you are having produce somewhere, government is going to take it from you. Do that. You know, at times, some of these guys they felt here. You know, before when there was somebody, but after even they expired, they go and dump in the deep of the sea, right? When they are expired, right? You understand? Before now bring you that expired to Nigeria. So the point you are making is that this government cannot provide, I think, a kind of a soft landing for the farmer. Tղᴇ to go back to their farms and they change work on this naira dollar exchange rate. That's scandalous. I think I don't know how they want to start it, because it will, like, go for this so that many people will not be able to go to farm this year again. That is, we have not seen anything. We have not seen anything.
Thank you. Mr. There will be trouble. Let's allow the people to engage. The phone line has been buzzing, and I know they want to respond to a couple of the posters that you've raised. 09136000410. I will do this together, and let's see how we can combine the calls. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening. Hello, Mr. Laiwala, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm very loud and clear.
You're welcome.
You see, the food crisis in the nation cannot be solved overnight. Because if you are talking about food crisis, if nobody go to farm now in the next 3 months that's going to affect the food to sustain the nation, the only thing that can survive this thing at this moment, let the government open the border. And we are talking about the Katsina, all those Zamfara states. What causing the food crisis around that place? Because of the crisis that is going on in the Niger and the Nigeria government closing the border, any goods are coming in from that place. This is the issue here. The government himself is sensibility with himself. See the kind of the matter, because the matter allowed these goods to enter. That is why we have excess that time. Since when the police is closing the border and not bringing an item and a blacklist 49 items, to bring it into this country, that's in that time to this time, we are having a food crisis. If the government can be sincere with themselves, is to allow them to open the border so the citizens of Nigeria can have access to a food around the country. But if you are saying that we are waiting for farmers to bring this food to us, we are going to continue in this program in the next 1 year, 2 years.
Thank you.
That is the limit.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. 09136000410. Mr. Miwa DME is still on the call with us. He's the chief police. Good evening. Your name is calling from.
Okay, you try to open this phone on time, I think, so that we can contribute now.
You have the floor. Your name is calling from.
The time is too slow. Hello, my name is Malam Salau.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, okay, you see one thing, let me start with the unity. You understand? What you see yesterday is just a temporary unity, which will maybe stay on Monday. You get me? Hello?
I'm with you.
I may sound funny, I may sound stupid, but this is reality. You understand? That is my own opinion anyway. You see, okay, our problem started right from 1966. That coup let us. Hello?
I'm with you.
That coup is the cause of all this unity within Nigeria. Because if you look at that coup, there is no basis of that coup. And unfortunately, the casualties, the victims of that coup, they came from one particular region of this country. They belong to one particular religion. You understand?
I'm with you.
So that is because of our problem. Because at that time, our economy was very strong, education was okay, security was up, two regions are competing each other. You understand? The oil was already discovered. We were around 1958 or 1957. So there was nothing like oil. All regions are competing each other. Suddenly we have the unfortunate coup and we came divided. And the division after now. Hello?
Thank you very much. Tomorrow is Friday. Don't worry. You know we always do it on Friday. I will have bigger space to have a bigger conversation. Thank you very much for joining me on the show.
Okay, then now I'll continue and stuff.
Sure, you will. 091 3600 0410. This is the Situation Room, and you're live on Mila 98.3 FM. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Your name, where are you calling from?
I'm Alaji Subar.
Okay, Alaji from Limosho. You're welcome.
Thank you. My appreciation to your guests. It's mainly the issue on the point. You see, it's unfortunate. Our President Tɣᴇ is taking the wrong approach. We need to say the truth to him. You understand? Because of 4 days they tell me about it. Let me tell you the reason for kidnapping. Unfortunately, the governor of Katsina, his family went for a marriage. The companion of that marriage, taking the marriage, the wife to the husband house, they were kidnapped. Until now, they have not released. His people is there. His family is there. They are demanding for 100 million. So, what are we saying? You see, that's why I say our president is not taking the right approach. The right approach, as far as you know, you cannot tell us you do know. It's kidnapping and bandit. Secure the country first. Let our farmers go to farm. How many people have that assurance to go to farm? In a year of recent, they kill one pastor. You understand when he went to a farm, kidnapper killing in a farm. So what are we saying? Who has that gut to say it's go to the farm? So that's why I say the president is taking a wrong approach. He's supposed to listen, and to me, he's using this particular entity to let his approach. But why I'm saying it? Because he told me he has everything to solve our problem. What problem is he solving? It's aggravating our problem.
Thank you.
You understand? On the issue of Naira, I've never said it. Nigeria is not worse as this. At my age, I'm not a small boy. You understand? For a Naira to be fluctuating, because they don't know what they are doing. You understand? Just speak consent to rights every day. We cannot feed ourselves, we cannot what we have is what they are taking from us. And they themselves, they are feeling alright. So it's time to play safe. They are the people that go to finish it.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. I can still squeeze in one more call. Then Mr. Noah will call you today with us on the show. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good to have you join us. I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm okay. And good evening once again, and to God. And this is Muhammad Abbas calling from Ikeda.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, like my brother Malam Salam said, about the unity, the program started in 1966, like he said. So those are the things. But we are still in that's in our mind, because that is the first thing that make us where we are today. Okay, Alhamdulillah, wa kulli hal. And then the recent problem now, the president has to secure the country first. I am a farmer. As I'm talking to you, I'm a farmer. Because I'm not farming, that's why I come to Lagos. Otherwise, I have no business in Lagos. I can assure you this. Because what I am making in my farm, I cannot get it in Lagos here even in 2 years. So, we are one far force to go to the cities and towns. The government failure to secure the people, that's the reason why we are having the food security they're talking about today. So secure the country. If you cannot do anything, please for God's sake, can you resign? Step aside. It's not a big deal. You cannot do the job. Please come down, get out of that office. Let's get another person to get in there and do the job. Very simple thing. You're serious completely. You can't even secure the people. When the people die, who are you going to govern?
Tell me. To preside over.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Thank you. Well said. Well put forward. Tomorrow is Friday. I can assure you that we have an extension to this conversation on the show, because this has nothing to do with I don't have a car, so I don't buy fuel. I don't have this one. I have a generator to manage my life. This is food. It's a crisis, and if you don't manage it well, I mean, it could just bloom up on our face. Mr. Muwadi, in a minute, we've established the fact that we've got challenges. We know that we have to fix it, bringing insecurity into this one. The president is back in the country from his private visit. Just talk to us. A minute before we say our goodbyes on the show. What should be his priorities right now that he's back in the country?
Well, I think his priority now is to get set to work. It's not everything you do on the camera that makes governance. Whatever he can do, those who can appeal to, those who can prostrate to, at least to stem the tide of insecurity, should be his major priority. Whatever he can do to make Naira appreciate in the face of ever-rising dollar must be his priority. Whatever he can do to make the service chief and police accountable for what they are doing, he must do. Whatever he can do, maybe to go and open, I think, food reserves, silos, at least to release food, whatever some are being kept, he should consider. Whatever he can do, I think, to make farmers go back to farm, he should do. Whatever he can do, give only to open few borders. But what the border is the Republic are not giving us food, we supply them food. But we get cheap labor and some other imported whatever from Nigeria. Nigeria is already the top at the whatever country. But in the Republic here, I think that maybe people take rights too. I don't see that we have to protect. I want our local farmers to be protected. Because a lot of billions have been sunk into that project. But what can be done to protect our rights farmers at the same time allow the people whatever to still bring in their rights. Maybe just to push it down the section now. I think it should be done.
Thank you.
So that's why. But then lastly, the last man that spoke really confirmed what you are saying. So that he was a practical farmer, but because of security, he had to leave his farm, come to the town. He has no business doing here. Because what we can't making what we make here, what we make in Lagos, you can't make it. What we make in his farm, you can't make it here. So that's really confirmed, and is what we are talking about.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miwa DME, for joining us on the show today. Mr. DME is the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper. I want to appreciate everyone that took their time to join the conversation. Now, Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ Michael, Dayo, Dada, Alberto, Inola, Femi, Ajayi, I see all your messages. Tomorrow is Friday. We'll come back here. We'll certainly extend this conversation and let's see how much progress we can make from here. My name is Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ M소ɪᴟ. The next couple of seconds, the full bulletin would come through by 6 o'clock. We'll be back for Sport Cruise. Stay out of trouble and keep your dial locked on Mainland 98.3 FM. This is the Situation Room.
Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial. 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial. Follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. On Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
This is the Global News on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Good evening. Welcome to the Global News at 5:30 on 98.3 Mainland FM. In the highlights, NLC and TUC issue 14-day strike notice due to subsidy pains. INEC presents certificate of return to winners of reruns and by-elections.